So, I have this theory, Star Wars theory, about where exactly Disney will take the franchise in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And I guess in order to explain this theory, you have to start with the absolute mess that is the sequels trilogy. I'm convinced that Disney never wanted to touch these films with a barge pole, never wanted to close off the Skywalker saga, and basically did out of necessity. And The Mandalorian season 2 has shown this more than anything, that Disney brought Star Wars for the miniseries, the spin-off shows, the spin-off movies, and in the same way they basically what they did to the MCU. I think they're looking to replicate in the Star Wars universe, and I think that's really good. I think that'd be really fun, and I think the 30 years in between episode 6 and episode 7 will basically be contained this massive universe and expanded storyline, which will contain a few films, several different TV series, and some other bits and pieces, which would be amazing. But it doesn't really explain what's going to happen in the next 10 to 20 years of Star Wars, because surely you think only that 30-year gap will just probably be filler for 10 years, because we know what happens ultimately, with Luke Skywalker and the sequels and all that nonsense. Okay, let's say we take a 2030 stance of they've done exactly what I've just described, and we now see Mandalorian season 10 is finishing up. We finally realise what happens with Mandalorian and Grogu, all that storyline is completed, and Mandalore is whatever happened has happened, and the Jedi are X, Y, and Z in hibernation. Okay, we then assume that timeline then follows into the sequels. So then, as we know, at the end of that, Palpatine, the Emperor, is defeated. Supposedly, the balance is brought to the Force. Rey is now essentially not a Jedi, not a Sith. She's, I think, a Guardian, given the fact she has I want to say it's the neutrally lightsaber that we haven't seen before. I can't remember if it's white or yellow, but basically in the legends and the literature, that is basically a temple guardian. So basically, if you imagine on Coruscant, the Jedi temple would have these people to guard the Jedi temple and all its artifacts in it. And in the same way, I think Rey will hold that responsibility in the scrolls, the books that she got from Luke and the first Jedi temple. Now, I can't imagine they're doing anything more with the Rey character. I think that's basically it. So then, with that, the only character you could continue just by age would be Grogu, because Grogu is 50 on a 1,000-year life cycle if we take anything from Yoda. So my theory is the next movies will take place 200 to 500 years in the future, where Grogu is a Jedi Knight at minimum, or potentially even a Jedi Master. I do think Grogu storyline is the most important storyline in the Star Wars franchise and where it's going for the longevity, because I can see that being the centre of the next generation, if so speak. And I think that'll suit Disney down to the ground, because I think what they'll do is next 10 years, like I say, build off the Mandalorian and do all these miniseries, which will be really good. Maybe do some more films in between the gap. Maybe do some spin-off Star Wars stories, which will all be good because they've been really good so far. And I think for the short term, that will do fan service really well. But then for long term, the next films I think they will tackle will literally be, okay, new set of characters, new sort of situation where the Jedi are maybe not as strong as they were in the High Republic, but not as much as they are in the originals and the sequels. So you might get this sort of world where Grogu is sort of like on his Jedi temple, maybe even in Tatooine, where Rey left off, and you may have this sort of like the original Skywalker house be this temple to like 30 or 40 Jedi Knights, or even more, because obviously if they're jumping far ahead, which I think they will, you could even have like thousands. So it could be nuts, but I don't think they will, because I think Grogu will take the lessons that they will have learnt, and I don't think the High Republic will ever be achieved again. But essentially, I think that's where we're going to take it. I think they're going to spend the next 10 years in this sort of MCU build, and Thrawn will be the new Thanos. Really funnily, the fact that he's like bluey purple as well, same as Thanos, is just, I don't know. Do you like all Disney supervillains need to be like a different colour or something? Like, is the next one going to be green? I don't know. Tell me what you think. Weird coincidence. But yeah, I do think that's the way it's going to go. But yeah, let me know what you think. Put it down in the comments if you think I'm right or if you think I'm wrong. And yeah, if you think I'm wrong, where do you think they're going to go with Star Wars? But yeah, anyway, that's all from me. Please subscribe, like I say, comment, like, and I'll see you in the next one.